Brandenburg Project, and we breathe Bach.
As Michigan's one and only youth early music ensemble, we are dedicated to mastering all 6 of Bach's Brandenburg concertos and playing the music of his contemporaries. We are youth-led and we're obsessed with playing things how we think they were played back in Bach's time.
I don't know, it's much more interesting for me personally than like romantic music. It's like there's a lot more say in what you can do with the music, which I think has grown all of us as musicians.
When you hear Baroque music played by modern players, it's usually way too exaggerated or way too conservative. Brandenburg kind of helps you find a better balance between those when you're trying to play it in the proper style.
You're sort of thinking, like, what could I do with this line, instead of just being like a Suzuki musician and just reading the dots as hard as possible. You're like, well, I could bring it up here, or I could, like, you're sort of molding and thinking, and that like sets the gears turning. It feels better when you're the one making it happen.
We play with Baroque bows.
We have a real harpsichord and a whole set of instruments that we can keep tuned at historical tuning.
I've learned a lot this year about tuning the harpsichord. Since we're playing in mostly, C major, G major, white key kind of scales, I use the Volati tuning mechanism at 415, and you just test the notes in relation to one another. I'm not up to the level to read the figure bass numbers yet, so I do something called harmony boxing on a realized part. So all the notes are written out, but I write the harmonies and I improvise off of that instead.
In all the Baroque pieces we play, there's a certain amount of agency in everything that you have to take into that piece, whether it be your embellishments or how you're playing with the bow, like full bow, which is very important. Bows overall just make it sound better. It's a lot lighter, I guess, which helps you make phrasing a lot better. I don't know, tapering at the end is definitely a lot easier, not something that you do normally in your classical playing.
There's this element of technique that you just don't have with a modern bow.
It's far more engaging. You have more of an opportunity to actively contribute to the music that you're making.
On Brandenburg, like every person in there adds something, and if you're not adding something, then everyone else in the group helps define what it is you came at.
It feels more like a community than any other ensemble I've been in.